I'm watching a show called Gangs of London on Netflix, and it's about some really evil people and their children who benefit from the largesse that these people have amassed through their evil, but don't appreciate the way their parents do business. And it's really interesting because on the one hand, the parents have really done a lot of evil things. But on the other hand, they've amassed a lot of success and they've helped their family. So the children are kind of caught in a trap. They didn't choose to be born into this family. And they don't like the evil things that their parents do. In some cases, they do evil things themselves, but they have issues with how the parents do things, but they also benefit from the success that the parents have had. And it's like, how do you get away from that evil? Like, they would have to cut ties with their parents, lose access to the money, make some really hard life decisions, which would probably be worth it in the long run. But it's a very tricky scenario. And it's a good societal and existential question. What do you do about the past and the generations that came before you? How do you honor the things that they built, the sacrifices that they made, the things they accomplished, while also not necessarily approving wholesale of everything they did, and recognizing that they did things that were not wholesome? We're going through that in our country today, looking at figures from the past. Everybody wants to rewrite history, take people out of history books, tear down statues, rename streets and bridges, which is all understandable because people who built this country accomplished great things, and they did some really bad things. And they accomplished those great things on the backs of other people whom they abused. So how do you relate to that? It's not simple. It's complex. Doesn't mean you tear down everything that they built and rename it and give it a more politically correct name. But I do think you acknowledge what they did. I don't think you wash over it either. You can't tear down everything they did unless you literally destroy this country and start from scratch building things from the ground. In which case we'd probably have the same types of people doing the same types of bad things. So I don't think you can really escape that. But it's really interesting. And it's got me thinking of my own father and my relationship with him. I don't love the way that he has been for most of his life. At least the way he was as a father. But my father did some really interesting, good things. And I think if you were to ask other people who knew him what they think of him, there are people who would say really good things about him because he did good things for those people. And I've been thinking about him lately because he's not young. I don't know how much longer he'll be around, and I'm trying to think what is the purpose of my relationship with him? What is there that's undone that can get done before he leaves this earth? And my thought is that the best thing I can probably do would be to forgive him for not being the father that I wanted. If I can get to a place where I can genuinely forgive him, that probably will be the best thing I can possibly do and the greatest gift he will have ever given me. Better than a perfect childhood, because being able to forgive things that we think are unforgivable really is the path to enlightenment. So if I can genuinely get to that place, it will be a beautiful thing.